PowerPoint since 6th grade, so bear with me on this. All right, so my name is Matthew. I'm going to present to you today on the swap closet. This is a project that was founded and is currently managed by Chris Wong, who is right back there. Okay, so what is the swap closet? Our tagline we usually use is the swap closet is a walkable wardrobe that provides free clothing exchange to anyone and everyone while reducing our collective carbon footprint. And the easiest way to think about it is we really are just thinking about the little free library model, closing set of books. So how it works, gather any clothing accessories. We take boots, belts, shoes, coats, you name it, anything that's in good condition to donate. They leave it currently at our closet location. Chris sorts the donations later. And then the fun part, you get to check the closet for anything that you want. It is all for free. So I just want to touch on a brief history of kind of how this got started. Chris first heard about a community clothing exchange in the summer of 2020. It was called the Sidewalk Swap. This was started in Minneapolis by Brianna Prawl in direct response to the pandemic. Brianna made a custom clothing rack out of 2x4s and wooden dowels, and they set it on the end of their boulevard, and that there is the first photo. That's Chris visiting the Sidewalk Swap in Minneapolis. So later on, Chris decided to replicate this idea in St. Paul at our house, and so the second photo there is our very first clothing rack in St. Paul. It's your standard commercial rack I'm sure you'd get at Target or wherever else, and that was in May of 2020. So as the summer passed and the weather started to turn colder, Chris had the idea of building a permanent weatherproof structure that could facilitate the clothing exchange all year long and stand up to the snowy winters here in Minnesota. And that is what ultimately led us to constructing and launching the closet in November of 2020. So he started doing some research and found a design online with free blueprints that would be an ideal structure. This is just a few photos here demonstrating the manufacturing process. I would say close to 80% of the closet materials were sourced directly from the community for free. Again, just trying to kind of stay in the model of what the closet represents. We got the roof paper, the shingles, all of the beadboard we used for the exterior. We ripped down pallets that we found for lumber that we used for the roof. The old door hinges are actually from our house. They were just laying around. Probably shouldn't have used those, but it's too late now. The front door is an old fence panel from our neighbor. It was just laying over there on the side. We asked them if you could use it, and they said yeah. So the paint is actually from a swapper as well. We just didn't ask on Instagram, and someone gave us this beautiful blue exterior paint. All right, so why is this important and who are we helping? I think this really gets to the crux of the project. One of the best things about starting the swap closet has been seeing how much more it is than a simple community clothing exchange. Anti-capitalism. We believe that people need to see successful examples of systems that you're not required to pay $1 in order to participate or benefit from. The closet does that. Everything is free, as we mentioned. Additionally, free clothing frees up personal funds to be used on other things as well. I usually like to think of us as a community-driven success model of give and take. Clean quality clothing breeds confidence and dignity. So whether it's a new jacket, a pair of pants, or a really nice new-to-you pair of shoes, you always feel better and happier when you wear clean quality clothing. Everything I'm wearing today has been sourced from the swap closet. We live in a society where people judge us very quickly on our appearance, and being able to provide clean clothing to people can really bring a lot of confidence and dignity. So, a couple success stories with that. We've had people who have swappers, we call them. We have swappers who have told us they've gotten dresses for prom and quinceañeras. We've had people come up and tell us that they've gotten clothing that they've used for job interviews. So again, it's these sort of opportunities that you don't necessarily think about that something like this can help facilitate. Resources for unsheltered. So the weather is starting to get colder. We do provide obviously appropriate attire for the winter time coming up here. So coats and boots are going to get pretty popular here. Some of the less obvious things I think about too is, the closet really is a safe space for anyone, including our unhoused neighbors and people's experiencing mental illnesses. We have a lot of regulars that come through on a regular basis, and just knowing that the closet is there and is a permanent staple, I think, brings some stability as well. Community space creates opportunities. So the swap closet is a free, accessible space for the community to gather and to participate together. One of the coolest things by far is having swappers just run into each other at the swap closet. Did I turn this up? Oh. We can really only imagine the conversations that were struck up, friendships that were blossomed, and ideas that were shared because of that. And it's really only when we create these public spaces that's able to happen. Keeping usable textiles out of landfills. This one's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, anything that we're able to keep circulating through people's wardrobes is just, again, a day, a month, a year that it's not going directly into a landfill. And the last thing is just partnerships. So again, through this project, we've been able to develop some partnerships as well. Chris has done some pop-ups and markets. We bring like a traveling pop-up closet, and it's pretty cool because people usually go to these markets to buy things, and they come up and they start looking, and they're like, how much? And you're like, well, it's all free. So they like that. We have a really great partnership with a different clothing exchange that operates out of Osseo. They also do a really big clothing exchange. About twice a summer, we get a really big bulk donation from them. It's about 20 to 30 just huge black construction bags full of clothes. That's a really fun time because it's usually like a week or two straight of just our whole front lawn covered in clothes. We have this whole extra rack we bring out. The swappers love it, so that's a lot of fun. And the last partnership is just being here with you guys. We've never really done a presentation before. We've had offers to do interviews and things like that, but we just felt like you guys, or rather the Reuse organization, really fits with the model of what we're trying to do as well, and so we're really honored to be here to kind of share our model. So last but not least is just some general information. There's the physical address of the little swap closet. It's about 4 miles that way. You can contact us on Instagram or Facebook at our handle. That's the best way to get a hold of us. Chris also does a great job of posting on Instagram a lot of the new donations that are coming through, so that's a really fun way to see, hey, what's in the closet right now if we want to stop by. And then last but not least, we do take some financial support. I put our Patreon and Venmo up there as well. And that is all I've got, so if there's any questions.